See, that's why you do it a little bit beforehand, because all of a sudden your stuff that you make to be your makeshift tripod decide to fall off the back side of your counter like that. Okay, maybe that'll work. Okay. Well, I'm on a time schedule here, so I think we're going to get started. Hi, you guys. Happy day after Christmas. I hope everybody had a good holiday and was able to spend some good time with friends and family. And hopefully nobody got any coal. Oh, I did see at the Walmart the other day beforehand that they had little chunks of coal over in the candy section. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't get any coal. I must have been a good girl or something. So, but yeah, somebody was hoping for a white Christmas, and they got their wish. Although it's not too snowy out there. I guess the snow is supposed to be coming this evening. So, I apologize for the camera shots here. My cameraman is at work until, yeah, I can't stand. Yeah, you're just looking straight at my chest, and that's no fun. My cameraman's at work until 5, so I wanted to have supper ready for when he got home. So as I had alluded to, I am making something tonight called Marry Me Chicken. And this, I don't know why they call it that. I don't know who came up with that, but apparently some proposal must have gone one way or another after this dish. So haven't gotten to try that out myself yet, but I thought that would be something fun to experiment with. So let me get myself all washed up here. Not throw soap on my arm. So yeah, I have, so the basic ingredients, I guess this is it's kind of a creamy dish that's made with Italian seasonings, and it's got a cream sauce. So I have before me here about 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins. I've got a cup of broth, about a teaspoon each of what do you call this stuff? Thyme and sage. You can kind of use whatever you want. I used Italian seasoning because I got, you know, more of that than other stuff. Got a couple tablespoons of minced garlic here, and a half cup of heavy whipping cream. So the fun thing about that is once you get going with your sauce, if you want it thicker, you can add more. Probably wouldn't add much less than that. But, and then I got a cup of the grated Parmesan stuff. I do recommend getting a block of the Parmesan and grating it yourself, but I, number one, actually couldn't find it at the store today, and number two, well, I used to have one of the cool grinder things, and that busted, and my shoulder will not allow me to use the grater at this time. So that's kind of how that goes. So I think I spilt some chicken water. I am sure that I'm going to regret this pasta dish later, but it's worth it, man. It's worth it. Yeah. All right. So, you scoot you back here, put you down here a little bit, and I promise I won't sit so you're looking at my chest the whole time. Okay. So, I'm going to start with our chicken. You just kind of salt and pepper it a bunch. I like pepper, so use that. I'm using a giant cast iron pan. I like the cast iron pans because you can throw this whole bad boy right in the oven when it comes time for that. I have my oven preheated to 350 and we're going to make sure it's on the right one and turn that up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare the pan, and for that we use a little bit of olive oil. About 2 tablespoons is all you want to put in there for that. And then butter, a lot of butter. I'm using a whole stick because I can. So once we get that melting a little bit, then we're going to saute our garlic that we had. I really do kind of wish that I would have gotten a tripod or something, because I hate sitting. I sit all the stinking time and I just don't like to. So, how you doing? I've been kind of in the same boat as a few of you folks this year for, I don't know, it didn't feel like Christmas to me. It could have been because, you know, there wasn't any snow. It could have been any number of reasons. Like, from a work standpoint, Christmas never ended last year. We had a whole bunch of the same, you know, Amazon and packages and stuff. It's like people just, I don't know, quit going to the store. So, that's alright. I guess I should have started that a little bit earlier for getting the butter to melt, but that's okay. Oh, and then another part of this recipe here. Now, you either love them or you hate them, but it's sun-dried tomatoes. So, this, I got these ones have herbs in them too. I love sun-dried tomatoes, so you really can't go wrong with that in my mind. And once this butter decides to melt, then we're going to saute this garlic here. And like I said, it calls for about like 2 cloves of it, but I really like garlic, so I use a little bit more than that. I'm going to get that doing its thing. I can't see who's out there right now, but it shows that there's one of you. So, say something in the little thing. And thanks for joining me. I always feel silly talking to myself into these things. That's kind of why I haven't done the cooking videos for a while. Alright. So after that gets going, we're going to brown this chicken. Now, we don't need to brown it, like cook it the whole way, because we're actually going to bake this after a while as well. But give it a nice little browning on it. I guess it's still a little bit frozen. I don't know what it is about butter and garlic, but that is like one of the best smells in the entire world. We're going to let that go for a little bit. Usually a good couple of minutes or so on that. Yeah. made cookies over the weekend. I, of course, like waited till the very last second to do Christmas cookies. And I don't know, I just didn't have it in me. But it was nice to have a little bit. And, you know, what do they say? You fake it till you make it, right? That's really all we can do. Have you noticed, though, how nobody is really saying, oh, I can't wait for 2022. Well, I think after the last couple of years, everybody is just like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't wanna jinx it. I don't believe in jinxing, but, you know, that's just me. Alright, so I'm just flipping these tenderloins here. That's one of the things about live videos is normally I would pause this point and not talk to myself and eat up dead air, but you know, that's okay. There's somebody else in there now. Let's see what happens if I do that. Oh, I don't want to do that. Get off of there. My kids got me a fancy peppercorn thing for my birthday last year. So this is red and green and black peppercorns with pink Himalayan salt. It is like by far my favorite decorative useful item that I have in my kitchen. But even that too, freaking hurts my arm, man. I'm just a broken human making chicken on a Sunday night. That's okay. So after that is browned a little bit, we're going to take that out and we're going to make our sauce in that same pan. And like I said, you don't need to cook it all the way, but it's good to cook it a bunch of the way. One thing that I made not too long ago was a chicken marsala, and that one was really good. Like that, I hadn't done that one before, so I kind of had an excuse to get a marsala wine. It's not a good drinking wine. So yeah. That's just browning a little bit. It's actually looking pretty darn good. Some of them are. These smaller ones are good. So I'm going to pull out them. Move them around a little bit and get them cooked a little bit better. It's the bigger ones that still need a couple more minutes, I guess. The other night I was making chicken, and one of the, hi Lisa! One of the kids I was making this chicken, and I don't know who used my meat thermometer before I did, but they ended up putting it on Celsius. I cooked that dang chicken for 2 hours because it kept reading like 94 degrees. But it actually was pretty good because I ended up baking that with the sauce too. Didn't dry out or anything. Alright, so I got my chicken out. I'm using 1 cup of broth. Oh, she sizzles. And then we're going to add in, kind of whisk that in a little bit. This is the whipping cream, and I'm starting with the 1/2 cup. So we'll see if that's enough or if I need to splash some more in there. This is called Marry Me Chicken, and it's kind of a creamy, it's gonna be a white sauce, but it's topped with sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm putting it over regular old spaghetti noodles tonight, so it smells really, really good. And if anybody is interested, I'll put the, you know, the who's its and the what's its down in the thing down below when I'm done here. I don't know how to do that by myself while I'm doing it. So, and then, so this was the thyme and oregano and the pepper flakes. Now you can adjust that to whatever your taste is. I don't like a lot of the spiciness, but I do like a little bit of a kick. So, and after that, you just kind of mix it around a little bit. Oh, one other thing that I had forgotten to put out, but I'm not going to forget this time, is we're going to put a little splash of cornstarch in there. It's just going to help that sauce to thicken a little bit. You don't need very much. And actually, I might just do up, we're going to do a little bit of a slurry, I think. So, just a little teeny tiny splash, and with that, and I don't know why that works good, but it does. Just kind of get that wet first. And then, add that in there. So after that gets going, I'm just trying to thicken it up a little tiny bit. After that gets thicker, we're going to put our chicken back in there. And you want to kind of leave yourself a little bit of space because you're going to scoop some of this sauce onto the top of your chicken. But it'll be fine. You could splash it around if you want, or if you have a spatula, you can use that. And that's going to boil real nice. It's already getting thicker. So, see if I can see this. So after you get that in there, kind of spread them out because you do want the chicken to cook the rest of the way without touching it too much. Let's flip that big guy. Oh my goodness, come on. Okay, well, here it is. So after that is kind of flipped around and stuff, now they're going to top it. We can turn that off because otherwise I forget. We're going to top it with the parm. And I'm going to reserve a little bit. I have more in the fridge. You could use it, but I'm going to reserve a little bit. And then, let's see if I can make this happen. These are the sun-dried tomatoes. And I like to put a little bit on each of them. And the actual recipe, I think, called for like a 1/2 cup or something, but you can do whatever you want. Oh, My cameraman might be getting home here pretty soon. Somebody's home.
Hello.
It is my cameraman.
Okay, I will be your cameraman in like 10 minutes.
You don't have to. I'm improvising. Where are you? Say hi, Nate.
You want him live?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I just got home.
So I got that. I've got that. Now we're gonna bake this. Can you hold that for a second? Because this thing is heavy as crap.
Sure.
He's wigging it because he can't see what he's filming.
Is it in the shot though?
Yeah, you did great. Okay. So now we're gonna bake that for 30 minutes. We just kind of want, probably don't even have to. You know what? I'm gonna start it with 25. And I won't make you sit here the entire time for that. But the next thing we're gonna do is, thank you, Nate.
Someone said, what are you cooking? I would also like to know.
I am making some Marry Me chicken. We are also going to do a bruschetta or bruschetta. I don't know what they call it. I call it bruschetta, but I also call it gnocchi. So this is the take and bake stuff that you don't necessarily need. If you were just gonna eat it and put butter on it and stuff, you wouldn't have to worry too much about that. But we're gonna top it with, let's get this pan. I'm gonna do it in the toaster oven because I want to broil it and have that chicken in there. So I'm gonna cut up one of these little bad boys, and it was calling for Italian, and I think you could probably use French. The French baguettes are long and skinny. The Italian baguettes are more short and stout. And they each have their place for certain things. Like if you're going to use you could use a French loaf for this, it's not a big deal. But if you're going to do a breakfast boat, you want to use an Italian one because otherwise your boats are like this. And they don't fit on the pan. So, one thing about these is they got all sorts of little holes in them. 6. Let's see if I can't fit them on there a little bit better. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like we can get 10. So then, and I don't entirely know what bruschetta is, but it is a, it's a tomato. It's like an Italian salsa is kind of how I describe it a little bit. And I just bought this because I was just not in the mood to cut stuff up. But if you're making it at home, it's tomato, it's olive oil, it's basil, and that's, I mean, you can put just about whatever you want in it. Well, there's Cindy. Hello, Cindy. So, I'm making some Marry Me chicken, and this is bruschetta or bruschetta or however people pronounce it, because I'm a phonetic reader and I don't know how to, I'm not cultured. I won't pretend to be. So, there's them. And then, just for fun, I might put some of them little tomatoes on there too. There's some more of this parm. One moment. How was your guys' holiday? Cindy's watching now too. Alright, so for this stuff then, I'm just using the toaster oven. I'm putting this on the broil function. Make sure it's plugged in, that's half the battle right there. And we're gonna just start it out for like 10 minutes and we'll see how that's going. So, that's about it. I don't know how to pause it and then go back to like when it's all done, but I suppose I could get the noodles going, huh? I kind of like seeing those little TikTok videos that they do it's like time-elapse, like cooking videos and stuff. But you don't ever see the full everything with that, so yeah. I guess that's kind of all of it. Now you just wait. So I'll come back in a little bit and show what the after view is. Smells really good. So blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine. He gives us this wine for our rejoicing. Alright. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Alright. Well, with the magic of video here, I was able to spare you me sitting here waiting for stuff to cook stuff. So I got my noodles going. There's just a couple minutes left on them. And this bruschetta should be just about done. So let's take a look and see how that's going. The bread is done. The broiler is not always the best when you do it in a toaster oven, but you kind of get the idea. It smells really, really good. So there's that. And then, oh boy, let's take a look at this chicken here. So the butter kind of makes it a brown butter sauce. That's looking pretty darn good, if you do say so myself. Alright. Make sure it's on Fahrenheit this time. You want your chicken to be about 160, 170 degrees. And we're at 172. So, it didn't really end up like the picture, but maybe that's because I was using the cast iron pan and it burnt the butter a little more. I don't know. It still looks good. It looks really good. So, that's supper tonight. I hope everyone has a great rest of their evening and go into this week feeling fearless, because fear is a lie. So, I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Love you.